Stay for me, a little family for me. You know I love you for me. Please stay with me, stay with me. Oh, a little family for me. You know I love you for me. Please stay with me, stay with me. A little family for me. You know I love you for me. Please stay with me, stay with me. Me, for me, you know I love you for me. Please stay with me. Baby girl, kinda not the way I love you. Every day and night I go still the one to you. Let me be your superstar, gonna take you high to the sky. Oh, love for me, for me. You want me more fair low. Shisha kara kara, Kimberly Fiasha, you're my one desire. I cannot cheat on you, want you like a fool, oh my baby boo. They got me intoxicated, you are rated as my number one. I cannot cheat on you, want you like a fool, oh my baby boo. They got me intoxicated, you are rated as my number one. For me, I love you for me, please stay with me. Me, for me, you know I love you for me. Please stay with me. Pretty angel, you are just like a mirror. Your reflections, I say they're everywhere I go. With you, I can rule the world, and therefore more. Can I do without you for me? I'm your friend, I cut me in. I found you fascinating, your love is captivating. Check your ratings. I cannot cheat on you, want you like a fool, oh my baby boo.
A very warm welcome to all our listeners around the world. You're welcome to the Tokunbo Fernandez show, the show that promotes the true life and success stories of African and Caribbean achievers around the world. So if there's a product or initiative you wish to share, feel free to give us a call. The number is 0788 280 9005. That number once again is 0788 280 9005. Or also check out our international blog at www.tonyfernandez.co.uk. It's all about promoting the true life and success stories of African and Caribbean achievers making a big difference around the world. And we have some amazing guests lined up for the rest of the year. This week, we're all the way in Tanzania speaking to another profound, amazing role model who is also a radio presenter, a youth advocate. She's an award winner. She's also the winner of the Tanzania Consumer Awards Media Personality of the Year 2020 to 2021. Very busy lady, and she has her fingers in so many pies. So it's a pleasure to meet for the first time virtually. Meenaally, welcome to the show. You're looking very, very relaxed. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for the opportunity to be on this platform and share what I may know. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And it's humbling to see you in person. But for the benefit of all our listeners around the world, especially for those who are not in Tanzania, can you just tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and the things you're most passionate about in life?
So yeah, as you've pretty much said a lot of things about me already. So, but yeah, as you said, I'm a radio presenter. I'm also a television presenter in Eastern Africa, in Tanzania, and I try to be a youth activist. This is something that I have to put on effort every day to do and grow into. And I'm also an actress. You know, I have played in a few films in my country that have been award nominated even outside the country. But I think I didn't mention that in my biography. And I am many things, but mostly I'm just a lady who would like to be somewhere in this life, and I put in the work for it. I put in the right prayers for it, and that's it. I move along, and I'm one of the most, let's say, influential young presenters in my country. I don't know if that's yeah.
That's
I don't
beautiful.
know if it explains it. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And I was also reading you are also a social media influencer for very many brands in Tanzania. So you're
Yes.
obviously a very, very busy woman. I mean, what was life growing up like as a child? And what would you say are the greatest lessons you learned in that journey?
Uh, well, life in I don't know. I think I came back from a background where it wasn't easy for a lady to pursue media. And I know it sounds funny because media is just, it's just a normal job. It's information. But from my guardians and the people that were raising me at that particular time, media was not a thing that rang a bell to them for a girl. So for me, it was a challenging career to take part in, because at some point it was something I was doing in which people I was living around didn't understand or were willing to understand. And I understand them because it's something that maybe some of the media personalities before me, some, not all, but maybe a few, have done things to them in their eyes to see and think, this is not a good career for a lady. Or maybe it's just beliefs that, as a woman, you're not supposed to be overly exposed, to be in front of the camera the whole time, to be seen the whole time. And so that can also lead to people thinking, you should probably not take media. So this was a very challenging start towards my career. But, I decided to fight the odds. I decided to show them that this is something that a lady can do. This is something that a lady can do properly. And joining the entertainment media industry specifically, you do not have to be a person who's doing bad things. You do not have to be a bad influence or whatever to be able to do entertainment stories and be in the entertainment industry as a media personality. You could be decent, you could be just good, and still carry out the job. And you don't have to dress up indecently or do anything that the community I was living in would have believed would be happening if you're a media personality. So it took me quite some time to be able to convince my guardians and the people around me that this was the job for me, because I dreamt it since I was young. My father was a journalist, but my father is like a first generation journalist in my family, and I am the second. So there's never been a journalist. So this is something that was completely new into my family and my culture at that particular time. And so, I grew up wanting to be like my dad. I screamed wanting to be my dad. I spoke about it every day. Since I was a little child, I knew that I wanted media. But when I grew up and when it was serious, when I was now going to auditions, when I was now, getting trained at different media stations, then my guardians are like, okay, you're really taking this thing seriously. What if you end up in bad influence? What if you end up like this, like that? What if you forget your Muslim culture and you forget your upbringing because of this? And I tried to show them that it is possible to do your dream job and still be, make sense and still be influential in a good way. And I tried to show that other people, that, other parents, other guardians, that, their children could also become media personalities no matter what culture they're from. This is just one of the first challenges and that I faced. And another challenge is, always feeling like as a woman in the media industry, you have to define yourself again and again. everywhere you go, it's challenging. It's a lot of, it's a male-based industry. I know there's a lot of women in this industry, but then when in my country, whenever you go, it's like very not so many. It's few women in the media industry, especially when I was starting out, and most of them, get labeled like, oh, she's like this, she's like that, and it's just like that. But it's a very male-dominated industry in my country, so that you always have to define yourself again and again, and you always have to fight against people that believe different, because it has been a male-dominated industry for years. And you have to, it's just that, I have to every day go and define myself and do something bigger and bigger and bigger. But I like it because it makes me, beat the odds. It makes me grow as a person and as a female in media.
That's fantastic. And from what you've said so far, integrity is very important today in being a role model and in redefining yourself every day. And I was watching a video on you 3 years ago. I think it was February 2019, to be precise. And you spoke a lot about kindness and how important it is to be selfless to people in communities. How important is kindness as part of your core values as a role model?
I'm so happy you put that up, because there's like nowhere I would go and talk and not talk about integrity. So when you mentioned it, I smiled. I was like, yeah, my favorite topic. It's one of my greatest values, being truthful and being honest. I think the way I make it in my career, it's just sometimes it's wonders. It's surprising. I would wake up. There are times in my life when I would wake up every day to a phone call that is inviting me into a new endorsement or asking me to join something. It's been, sometimes it becomes always a deal. Every morning it's like, can you do this? Can you host this for us? It's every morning. And to live like that, it's miraculous. To have an opportunity to live a life whereas opportunities throw themselves in front of you. Of course, it's because you've put in a lot of work for some time. But then again, it's also because, some people might be like, why you? There's a lot of you in the industry. And one of the questions I get asked regularly when I go for interviews is like, there's a lot of media personalities, but there's only one that's getting a lot of endorsements. Why do you think that is? And this is what I think. I think I just put integrity and value. And I think if you do right, if you believe in God, and if you do right, then God will do right by you. And that's all that happens, And I always tell young people, whenever I go and speak, I always tell my audiences, my fans, that, if you do something that is right, whether you're being watched or you're not being watched, then trust it will come back to you. It will happen. So whenever I help someone with advice or with money or whatever it is that I do out of pure heart, I always see returns. I always see things that come back to me. And it has been so very important for me to not steal, to not do bad things on purpose and thinking, that's fine, and thinking I was smart to do that. Because, in normal situations, for example, in my country, I don't know about the UK, but here, you'd probably go to a shop and then the shopkeeper might make a mistake and return more money than they should to you, change. And then when we were little, this was a thing. Like, if you get more change, you'd come and say, oh, you didn't know, you give me more change, and be excited about it. But when I grow up and I learn about integrity, and I learned that, I should do the right thing, no matter whether I'm being watched or not, no matter whether the person I'm doing the right thing to deserves it or not. It just, I return change now. If I get more than I should, I return it. If there's any chances to steal or do any bad thing, no matter how good it looks or how easy I might get away with it, I choose not to. because I feel like it has a big impact on who I'm becoming as a person, and it makes God happy with me. So I ask a lot of young people that one of the keys that I believe are to success is to first just do the right thing. Don't step on anyone when they're trying to be successful. Don't step on anyone when they're trying to make it somewhere. Don't steal. Don't talk about people in a bad way. Just do the right thing, and then the right things will come to you. So it's one of my biggest beliefs. It's one of my biggest tools. I believe in doing the right thing. I cannot be perfect. I cannot always do the right thing, but at least I can try and be right. So integrity, honesty, being a good person, these are my keys into success. I believe if you're good to the world, it all comes back to you. It does.
And it's so amazing that you're able to be a youth advocate and pass on those messages and core values to the youth. I mean, how important would you say the voice of the youth are in the spirit of nation building, especially in African countries today?
I think it is so important. The youth are, first of all, in numbers, even more than other, generations. In my country, it's like, I think the youth is like 60%, something like that. I'm not so sure right now, but that's a lot of people. And so if we're the majority of the country, or if we're the majority of the world, then we should have a big voice, because it's most of us in here, and it's sad. It makes me sad to see that sometimes young people are not involved in decision-making processes in the country. You'll see that there's a desk for, I don't know, Ministry of Health and blah blah, and there's no one single young person, but these people are making decisions and speaking for young people. And I feel like representation is important. I feel like as young people, we should step out more. We should air our voice more. We should rise up our confidence. And I believe changing the nation is not a matter of old people. It's not a matter of people who've lived it all.
That's amazing. Now, our listeners around the world are also dying to know, especially those outside Tanzania, the current initiatives you're working on at the moment.
So at the moment, I'm hosting. I'm hosting a Star Search, a TV show that is like Star Search TV show. It's called Bongostarsearch. It's the biggest Star Search show in Tanzania. And this year I hear I can't say that. I forgot. I can't say that. But I'm also, hosting a radio show for young people. It's called XXL, which is every weekday in the afternoon. I am an influencer for many different brands that I am currently working with. And I am doing different jobs for influencing young people. I do work on this project called Kipepeo, which I host, which is, to move around the whole country to educate young girls, school girls about, early pregnancies and HIV and AIDS. And I'm also involved in the messaging of COVID-19. I've worked with different organizations like UNICEF and the Girl Effect, mainly to deliver messages to ask people to get vaccinated, to ask people to stay safe during the COVID-19 times. And I'm currently acting as well. I'm currently filming a series that is going to be on TV soon. And I've recently joined a Caribbean a TV that is in Canada, that airs in the Caribbean as well. It's called Fever TV. So I have just started filming episodes for the television, and that's pretty much maybe it. But I could think of more. It's a lot of things that I do, but those are the stuff that I'm on right now. And one of my goals is to look at the international market for myself, to kind of grow uh, outside my country. And so I'm very happy to have gotten this opportunity with Fever TV. But I look forward to more and more opportunities to represent my country worldwide, and to be able to air voices of many other Africans, and to be able to take part into, different um, entertainment medias in different countries, and different projects, different workshops, to learn more and to just explore. I believe I'm not even though I started media at a very young age. I started when I was 16, and I know for the UK to work at 16 is not a big deal, but in my country it is, right? Because I was still in school. I was still in high school at 16, and I was in a boarding school, and we managed to. There was a television that was brought in boarding school, and we managed to see a promo of a television, East Africa television, that was announcing that they needed, more people to join in. And I saw this, and that week I had to pretend I was sick in school so they could return me home so I could start chasing my dreams. So that's where it all began at 16. But have I known I wanted to be a presenter? I've known this all my life. Have I known I wanted to be in the media industry? This has been all my life. I have known this. So I believe God has only given me what I have. I believe this is it. The power to speak, the power to inspire, the power to entertain, and this is what I was given, and I want to make sure that I do it justice by doing it to the top core of it, doing it so perfectly, so that when someone else is looking at me somewhere there, and they have maybe more talent than I do, then they're okay with me having that platform. Then they feel safe that I have that platform, because they're like, oh, she's doing justice to it. So I really want to do justice to my talent, to my career, to my power, to my country. And I just wish that 2022 is the year for me to now start, going even farther and going more international, and doing more things. So this is what I'm on right now. Also, I forgot to say I'm also doing comedy, but I don't like to be identified as a comedian. For some reason, I don't know why. I feel like when people think I'm a comedian, then they're just not going to take me seriously. I know it's not true, because comedy is a serious job out there and it pays people a lot of money. But for me, it's so many hats. So I'm always like trying to shy away from the comedy side, but it's getting its best of me. I started it just as something fun that I thought was nice to do, but then I ended up being called a comedian. And you'll see that even when I do my biography or explain my titles, I'll never mention comedian, because I don't want to be identified as one. But sadly, I am one somehow, so I'm going to have to accept it, and to keep doing more stuff, because my fans like it when I do anything funny, or they find anything I do funny, even though it isn't. So I guess it's something that is there. So there's comedy there as well. Yeah.
And it's so amazing that you're living your vision, you're living your purpose, and you're living your calling as well. And you're a blessing to many generations to come. On a very final
Amen.
note, uh, are there any social media handles out there that our listeners should know about for meenaally?
Yeah, I meenaally on Instagram, MEENA_ALLY. On TikTok as well, it's MEENA_ALLY. On Twitter, it's the same, Meena_Ali. And on Facebook, it's Meena Ali. I have a Facebook fan page. And yeah, there's a new campaign. It's a lot of things I'm saying. I don't. There's a new campaign also that I'm working on. It's called that I'm part of. It is called Game of Our Lives. This is something that is featuring a lot of popular people in the world, including Thierry Henry and Nigeria's team captain, William Ikong, if I'm right, he's the starter of it. And I'm happy to have joined with them right now. And I'm going to be sending messages on neglected tropical diseases. And later, hopefully, I will join the online hate speech team, which is also Thierry Henry is the captain of. So there's also that is one thing I'm very excited about, to be working on educating more people on neglected tropical diseases that have killed people, but we mostly underlook them and think we should look at other diseases that are more important. So I can't wait to deliver that message, and I'll do it through my social media. So please follow me, and yeah.
It's so amazing to meet you today, Meena, and I'm proud of you. And I'm sure our listeners who are going to listen to you for the first time are proud of you as well. On a very final note, what message do you have for our African listeners around the world today, especially for women and for children, or youth, I should say?
Okay, for all Africans, I would like to say, first of all, look around you. It's all about Africa right now. Everybody is trying to get to Africa. Everybody is trying to do African music. Everybody is trying to look like us. To people are trying to learn from us. You go into if you go into the industry that I work in, I work on entertainment, media in entertainment, and you see that, even Billboard has a music chart for Afrobeats right now. This will tell you, you go on Netflix, you see a lot of African movies right now, a lot of films being filmed in Africa, South Africa, Nigeria. We've got even Tanzanian movies over there, Kenyan. When you see this, you should know that the time has come for us. That is what it means. It means it is our time to show what we've got to shine. So let's do it best. Let's do it like it is. Let's understand that it is our time and do it best. And what's more important is we're stronger together and we're nothing apart. So if you know a fellow African, that is your sister, that is your brother, and you're not gonna be better than, it's not about this country is better than that country. This type of Africans are better than those type of Africans. It is Africa against the world. It is our time to come together, to do things together, to make sure that we show off our culture, our abilities, to make sure that people don't look any other way. To make sure that if they're not taken from you, then they're taken from your neighbor country, then they're taken from your brother. So let us unite, let us be one, let us do everything we're doing together. Let us know that this is our time and we've got to be together to make the best out of it. So Nigerians, support Tanzanians, push them to the limits, to the places that they haven't been that you have. Tanzania, push Nigerians, push Kenyans. Let us push each other, because this is what you go to cultures like Asians, you see Indians. If you go to Dubai, you see one Indian has brought, that works in Dubai has brought like 10 other Indians. And that is how it works for Africa. That is how it should work for Africa. So let's be there for one another. Let us push one another. And for the women in Africa and the children, I just want you to know that you are loved. For the women, you're loved. We know what you've done into creating future presidents. We know what you've done into what you've created so far. We're all the result of the work that you have done, what you've taught us. It all lives in us, and the faith you've given us. We see it, we appreciate you, and we want you to keep on keeping on, and we want you to know that we will make you proud. Soon enough, you will be proud. You will know that your work didn't go into vain. And for the young people in Africa, I want you to know that this is our time. It's now or never. Whatever it is, so big. If it is a film role that, you know, a person in America is doing it, I deserve it too. And I'm going to work for it. If it is any opportunity in the world that you see, that you feel that people deserve it, they're getting it, you should know that you deserve it too. You have enough ability. You've been let down, but that doesn't define you. This is our time, and no one, nothing, no words can stop it. Let's just go out there and shine. You know, it's the time to. That's it.
And thank you for being the change we want to see in society today, tomorrow, and the future. Lovely to see you and catch up with you soon.
Thank you.